Hey up, folks. Dark Storm 2 bad here. Right. I don't do this very often. In fact, it's my first time ever doing this. But let's talk about DeviantArt. Well, more specifically, a specific picture on DeviantArt. Now, for this to make sense, I'll need to add a little bit of context. I do always say context is important, and this time is no exception. You see, I most definitely describe myself as part of the Fat Admirer or FA community. Now, I do love women in all shapes and sizes, but I always find myself preferring the look and feel of those on the larger side. In fact, I can easily be quoted saying that those who hate fat girls have obviously never been hugged by one. I'm also a big fan of belly stuffing because, well, apart from anything else, food is amazing. Gimme that red velvet cake and a whole gallon of Dr. Pepper. In fact, anybody who saw the 50 Shades of Sherry series most likely noticed that I had a lot of fun with entries such as stuffed. But I digress. If I were here to list all of my kinks, I'd be here all day. Which is pretty strange for a guy who's not all that into sex, but that's a topic for maybe another time. The point of this intro is to point out that on the 15th of May 2010, I created the belly rub icon on DeviantArt. It's quite easily my most popular deviation, as it's got over 5.7 thousand views. Yeah, I know it doesn't really seem like a big number, but I'm not exactly a big internet presence, you know? I'm just the kind of person who'll get reactions to new stuff, but barely any comments. Even when I request critiques for my works, I just don't generally get them. But anyway, I would say that this icon is most likely my account's saving grace. I get several mentions of people using the icon to this day. Which leads me to the topic of this video. Now, I'm not going to include any names or anything, because I've seen enough horror stories of people going and harassing people online, even if those making videos have expressly requested they don't do it. Therefore, there will be nothing identifying this user whatsoever. Getting back to the topic at hand, this image is called Mistakes into Bargains. I have no idea what this title means. So let's just take a look at this image. Like, what's the first thing you see? A couple of characters superimposed on a photographic background. Now this tells me that this is one of those images where somebody's just pasted pre-existing images on top of each other. Now, this is a fine starting point for reference material, right, if you use it to create something that you can call your own art. I mean, taking references is something I do all the time. Like, I could just be like browsing through Facebook or pretty much anywhere and see a particular area, pose, or outfit and reference them for characters. Or if I see an image of a big lady in a particular angle, it will help me draw similarly sized characters in said poses and angles. But yeah, just taking reference like that and transforming it into your own thing is fine. But just taking some pre-existing images, positioning them on top of each other, and trying to pass that off as your own creation doesn't feel right to me. Hold on. The title on the image says Mistakes into Miracles? They couldn't even decide on a title? Bargain and miracle aren't synonyms. Or was the bargain itself some kind of miracle? I don't know, I'm reading too much into it. Yeah, let's look at the characters. Now, due to bright colours, the first one you notice is some old bloke I've never seen before. Happy Ollie's Day to all? Ollie will be a father soon? So I guess this old guy is Ollie? He must be, since the guy in the background, in the more subdued colours, is Goku. Goku! The main character of Dragon Ball is a background character in this. Okay, Goku might have been drawn by the user. I'm not sure. I'm certainly not convinced that they drew the guy they call Ollie, though. I mean, it kind of looks like a clip art character. Besides, if the user had drawn them both, then I'm pretty sure the two characters would actually be interacting with each other. I mean, just look at Ollie. Look at this white outline he's got going on. It's clashing with the background. It definitely does not give the impression that he is part of the image at all. In fact, what even is this background anyway? No. No! No! 9/11? The background to mistakes into bargains / miracles is the destruction of the World Trade Center? This has to be a sick joke. I mean, the thousands of people who lost their lives on that day was definitely a mistake. But hey, at least Holly can have Super Saiyan babies. Why stop there? Why not have Ollie shag Vegeta on the site of the Jacksonville shooting? He could bang Bardock in the middle of Pompeii and have the two of them be the sole survivors of the volcanic eruption that engulfed the whole city. How about portraying Ollie as a plantation owner and have him whipping African slaves by day and whipping rabbits in bondage gear by night? Oh, no. Let's have an entire video montage of Hitler capturing, torturing, and killing millions of Jewish people while Ollie impregnates Broly and then gets all sad because he calls Kakarot's name instead of his. Why? Does this even exist? Why is Goku pregnant in front of the end of countless lives as some old prick looks away and refuses to acknowledge their existence? Why is there a love wins tag when 9/11 was sparked by the polar opposite of love? Why is there a portrait beauty tag when this is neither beautiful nor in a portrait orientation? Why the My Little Pony tag? It has nothing to do with My Little Pony. Why the Dragon Maid tag? It has nothing to do with Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Why?
What the fuck is Anal Vorbot?
You take the first two questions. I'll answer the last three.
Feel free to skip that question. I don't need to know, really. Now, of course, I, being a curious little knobhead, decided to check this person's account out. There are other things on there pertaining to this Ollie character, some of which is pretty disturbing. And this list includes, but isn't limited to, a picture of his head with 4 arms all bent to look like a swastika, and an image of him saluting the American troops for their services. Is saluting the troops disturbing? No, of course not. Not in itself, anyway. What's disturbing about it is how he can be saluting the troops in one image, and then 2 images later be posing with a pregnant Son Goku in front of a horrific mass homicide that occurred on American soil. let's salute the troops, but let's also make light of a gigantic extinguishing of human life. Now, I'm not showing these images, because they're not the point of the video. They're not the deviation to which my custom icon indirectly brought my attention. This is clearly the work of somebody with far too much free time on their hands, who is deciding to use said time to make ridiculously poor, shocking, and nonsensical images. Oh, while claiming to be professional. They clearly just want to get a rise out of people. Well, Ollie, you son of a bitch, you got me. And report. I have been Darkstorm Too Bad, and as always, if you are brony, bro hoof, if you're not, bro fist, and until next time, don't be this guy! What the smegging fuck? Why has this one got the autism tag? What has any of this got to do with autism? What has any of this got to do with anything? I just spent a whole video diving into complete nonsensical gibberish. And if not for the fact that he just randomly decided to use my icon that was developed for good, not for evil, then this would have gone under my radar. I'd never have known any of it. But of course, I have to be subjected to shite like this. Other people who have been tagged directly or indirectly have to be subjected to shite like this. All because of the way some people just have to be.